Is your appliance broken? Do you want to get it fixed, and do you want to get it fixed fast? Hi, Blake with BlvdHome, and today we're going to talk about the information that you give to the coordinators of the dispatchers, and will that information help you in speeding up your appliance repair, the money that's going to cost for this appliance repair, the time and the inconvenience of having this appliance down as little as we possibly can, and examples of bad information and examples of good information. That could be the world of difference of taking care of this quickly and efficiently for you, the consumer. Now, we'll give you some examples later, but the information you give the coordinators is crucial as far as fixing this. If your appliance is doing a weird thing, such as making a noise every now and then, if you're getting error codes, if you're not getting error codes, if you're just saying, well, it's broken, that's great. What is that telling you? Absolutely nothing. Yeah, it's broken. Well, I'm sure it is. That's why you would be calling me. So what do you expect me to fix when I come to your home? I have no idea, but I'm gonna come look at this broken appliance and I won't be the least bit prepared. And well, don't you have the parts to fix this today? No. So you need to be very specific about the information that you're giving them. We'll take a heating example for a dryer. My dryer's not heating. Okay, so I'm going to assume from this information you have a bad heating element, you've got maybe a bad control, something like that. If I get out there and I bring that stuff and I get out there and say, so it's not heating? Well, yeah, but it takes like 3 and 4 cycles for it to complete the cycle. Okay, you probably have a venting issue. First thing we start doing, we start checking venting. We start checking things for squished pipes, clogged filters, and you've seen my videos before. I've shown you pictures of clogged filters that people think they're perfectly clean, but they're not. They're dirty. So it's not really helping us without just saying it's not heating. You need to say, well, it is heating, but it's taking a long time to dry things. Or for a dishwasher, they say, well, it's not washing. Okay, well, it's not washing. That doesn't tell me anything. But if you're telling me that it's not cleaning very well at the end of the cycle, I still have standing water in the bottom of it, and there's soap still left in my dispenser, that gives me an idea of what's going on with it. So if you provide that information to a servicer, it definitely helps us narrow down the scope of what's going on with it. So when we get there, we'll be able to be prepared to address these issues, because we know that if you have standing water in the bottom, we know that it's possibly not draining. So you could have a bad drain pump. It could be something clogged in the pipe. It could be a new garbage disposal that your buddy across the street installed for you, but didn't take the drain plug out, and we go out and knock it out and charge you $125. And you say, well, why did you tell me that on the phone? Well, you didn't tell us that on the phone. You just told me that it wasn't washing. So we can't really help you with that if you don't give us that information. So I've got some examples here. All my service calls are here on my phone. Here's a great example of giving really good information. Now this is on an LG washing machine that says the hinge, when you open it, makes a loud clicking noise almost every time you open it. It's even worse when it sits for a while. Okay, well, that tells me that it's probably something in the spring system in the hinge, because a lot of them are spring loaded now. When you pop them up, the spring, it retracts and holds the lid up with these heavy glass lids. That gives me a great idea. So at this point, I'm gonna have a hinge with me, so when I get there, I can replace this hinge. We'll get this taken care of first try. We don't have to worry about it, because I don't have to come back a second trip. I don't have to inconvenience you for that second trip because I didn't have it with me the first time. So your time is very valuable. I understand that. Bad example. I have this one coming up. It's on Electrolux dryer. All it says, issues with the rollers. Do you have like your x-ray glasses out? You can see in there and see the rollers having an issue with them. Did you take it apart? I'm not sure if your brother-in-law came over and I know how to take this apart and tear it apart and it'll all be in pieces, and yep, there's a problem with the roller. Well, it doesn't tell me anything. I don't know anything. Is it making a squealing noise? I mean, it could be a bearing. It could be an idler pulley. It could be the drum supports. If your dryer doesn't even have support, say you've got a type that has glides on it, or a type that has a rear bearing on it. We're gonna get into a personal pet peeve here just I went to a call yesterday. It was on a refrigerator. The customer says that the refrigerator's not cooling. That's all he said, not cooling. I get to the house, the freezer door is taken off. The back panel of the freezer is taken out. The refrigerator is unplugged. And he says, yeah, I had some other guy out here taking a look at it, but I want a second opinion. Second opinion of what? The refrigerator's not cooling. Okay, so I've taken out all the stuff. So now I have to put it all back together so I can find out what's wrong with it to begin with. Please, If your neighbor or somebody decides to take your appliance apart, please put it back together before we get there. Please make it in a working order when we get there, because I can guarantee you it's going to take longer for us to troubleshoot it, putting it back together, finding out what's going wrong with it, and take it back apart again to fix it, and then put it back together again. And for refrigerators, if it's a non-cooling issue, please leave it plugged in, because sometimes issues will disappear with refrigerators, especially if it's a defrost issue or something of that variety. If you unplug it and you let it defrost and you plug it back in, then we have no idea until it happens the next time. So these are just some examples and things that you can do to help you save money, save time by just giving the information to the dispatcher or the coordinator. If it's making a weird noise, I said it earlier in the video, definitely take videos. Videos are great. Pay attention to what is going on. If it's making a noise in your refrigerator, the refrigerator section is making the freezer section, you say, well, I don't know. Well, an easy way to find out is to open the door up. And if it's louder in the refrigerator section, if it's louder in the freezer section, is it louder behind the unit? This is all information that you can provide that will help speed up the service call for you. So think of us as your best friend when we're coming to your house. So whatever you would tell to me when I get the home, because I'm your best friend, think of the coordinator as your best friend. You want to tell them also. Just think of it like gossip, because they'll tell me, they'll tell them. The more information, the better. Because sometimes from the information you give them, they can give you tips to be able to fix it on your own, as far as if it's a basic issue like unplugging the refrigerator or unplugging the appliance, plugging it back in. They can give you some tips on that also before it gets to me. So make sure you do that. And then make sure also, if you're going to do a secondary appliance while we're there, let them know also, because that's always a surprise when we get to the home and find out you want us to have a look at a secondary appliance when we're not prepared for it. So if you take anything away from this video, this is what I want you to take away. The more information and the more detailed you can provide to the coordinator and provide to us, it could be the difference between having us fix it the first time or having to come back a second time to take care of this issue that you're having with your appliance. If it's under warranty, it's time. If it's not under warranty, it's time and money. A lot of us don't have a lot of time and money, so we want to maximize both of those so we can just take care of it for you the first time. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've learned something from this. We really appreciate you watching this. Please like and subscribe. We'll see you again real soon.